Hey, that should be it. Good morning, track fans! How's it going, everyone? Good morning out there. Right, we'll have a little sip of coffee. All of this excitement first thing. Unbelievable. But fortunately, this situation of being kicked out of my software has happened to me a couple of times in the last few weeks. So I'm at season pro at actually getting that right. So mic check, mic check. Hopefully that should sound okay. Not too, I don't know, because I'm right up against it like this. So I'm going to just try and have it about a little bit distance this time, see if I can get this microphone business right. Freaking microphone, I swear to God. Yes, I realized. I tell you what, right? It's a good job that, can I share this with you? Yeah. Look, microphone. See? Red is muted, green is go. It's good, this microphone, because then I can actually see when it's muted. I wonder if that's someone calling me to tell me I'm muted. Harry. Hang on, let's take Harry's call. Hey, mate, how you doing? Hello? Harry? Nah, he's gone now. He's probably run back to the show to realise I've got sound. Yeah, definitely got sound. Wouldn't be a good, wouldn't be a show without a technical hiccup, would it? Ah, dear. All right, Sam. Well, we'll start from here. We'll start from this one because this is the one which said I might be a little bit late. Daihi, yeah. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Rob. Yeah, Daihi is taking a break, as they say. He's taking a break and enjoying life. He's living life. They're just getting on with just doing some sort of what I'm gonna get shot for this, but they're doing some domestic slot caring, which means they're doing it on their own and just having a laugh again. I think it got a bit overwhelming for Sasha, constant content creation and thinking about this and that, and I think they felt like it might have been a bit like a job. And that's never where you want to be with a hobby, is it? You don't want it to be your job. Good morning, Tara. I see you got the Tinterweb set up now. Good on you. Let's get rid of that. It's quite distracting. Good morning, Fox and Walls over in Australia. Good afternoon, even. Morning, Harry. You all right? Cheers for the call, mate. Just keep checking. I keep checking. My thing is not red. If I get another microphone, I'm going to be swannied because it won't have the red thing on there. Good morning, Jamal. Yep, do not reply while you're driving. Last thing we need is you in a snow ditch. I'll give you a shout out in about an hour. You might want to flick a quick eye over to the screen. Say no more. Good morning, Daz. You all right? Okay, we'll get through this. Keith has got his carcass out his pit. Good morning, Keith. Music in the background, I think. Good morning, Mark. Gonna phone you later, Mark. There's been the plot has thickened, let's say. Yep. Okay, cool. No sound, no sound, no sound. Get on it. Morning, Dave. You all right? How you doing? Yeah, I do. I need it covered. Does anyone know? See, muted myself again there, trying to adjust the microphone. Uh, Yeah, good. I'm glad you're here because you'll just actually tell me if it's low, Dave. Right, let's do it. How am I sounding now? Is that any better to you? Testing it out. One, two, three. Oh, Rhino's here. Good morning, Rhino. How you doing? Good evening, Bryce. How you doing? Excellent. Right, I'm pretty much caught up. Love it. Good morning, Lionel, and good morning, Cribbit. How you doing? Slotter. There you go. Remind. So from Daz. Oh yeah, good shout, Daz. Remember to remind viewers that next week the clocks go forward here in the UK. So what does that mean? So that means the show is. Oh, we lose an hour. Is that right? Do we lose an hour? Oh, good morning, Janu. How you doing? You are heading to a toy fair in Stafford. Nice. How far is the ride on that? Bearer of good news. Soften your voice up slightly. Okay, I'll talk like a little bit about. Soften it up. Get out of here. Right, okay. Sound. That was good. Got through that nicely. Let's get on with our show. So what we come here for? Come here for a chat and a look at some slot car action. I like it. I do like this thumbnail. I do realise that I might have used this thumbnail before recently, but do you know what? I don't care. It was when I realised it was too late. It was too late. So I just thought, "Do you know, I'm going to go with it. I love the image. Them 908s, Porsche 908s, or the Porsche 908 in the middle from NSR. Beautiful bit of kit. Right then, so as we do from the top of the show every week, we go, good morning, young track fans. That would be you, Albert Will from Rayston. Exactamundo. Okay, let's do this. So from the top, what? Hold on a second, stop the press. Come throw that one on us. Got a little reminder here. It's Mother's Day. I'm sure it's not Mother's Day in the UK next week because I thought Mother's Day was June or something like that. Someone help us out with that, please, in the chat, because that's concerning. If it's Mother's Day, I'd normally have done a slide today to remind everyone it's Mother's Day next week. Won't talk more about it until we get a quick confirmation. While we're getting that confirmation, let's move into the young track fans. Here we go. Albert, Welf, Raymond. Oh, Holy Mary, Mother of God, how have I let this slip by the slideshow? It's Mother's Day next week. What? I could have known that. My mother was here last week. Ooh. Yeah, do a week ahead, Daz, so that everyone's got it in the radar that there's a big day coming through. Week. Oh, that is next level when your mother-in-law reminds you. Oh dear. Wow. Okay, right. So everyone seems to be clued up on it except me, as usual. I didn't get the memo. I was too busy doing slot car stuff. Do you reckon I get away with that? Right, let's go. Albert, Wilf, good morning. Lewis, Eleanor, Liam, good morning. And Ruben, smashing race on Friday. Ruben, look at this legend up there. He only comes second in a whole of Mr. D slot drag race in Chelmsford Leg. second. My man. Good morning, Arlo. Good morning, Rowan. Good morning, Lewis. And good morning, Elisa. Good morning, Sasha. We were talking about you earlier. All good, I must admit. Daihi, come on, let's see what you're up to. Get in touch. I'll reach out to you later. It has been a bit long. We are drifting. I don't like that because you are a good guy. Good morning, Mia. Get your dad to get up and get in the action. Good morning, Jacob. Good morning, Orson. Good morning, Owen and Mason. Good morning, Charlotte. Good morning, Leo in Nottingham. Cameron in West Midlands. Good morning. Good morning, Raymond, the youngest track fan. Title previously held by Rowan, but he's been nudged. So now it's Raymond. So Slotter, you best get back in the saddle. Produce another youngest track fan. I'd have thought of you dealing with two kids. Good morning, Sophia. Good morning, Logan. Good morning, Bailey. Good morning, George and Jackson. Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, Leighton. Good morning, Jacob. And finally, but not leastly, good morning, George over in Oxford. Your dad, Lionel, is here. Loving it. He's having a good time. Yes, that is right. When is chocolate egg time? I told you, didn't I, about that ridiculous egg I bought last week. I've had a great idea for that. My mum snubbed it, by the way. I knew she would. Ah, dear. Right, good. We got that out of the way. That is all we wanted to do is shout out to the young track fans. I think what we'll do is we'll hit ourselves up with a little MR. Nice. There we go. Well done. Thanks, guys. That's the boys at Magnetic Racing. You can get your fix of slot car accessories scenery there. So, a quick question to you guys in the chat while we're chatting away. Do you guys generally, quite a mixed bag in the chat, so this will be an interesting question for you guys. Do you change the tyres on your slot cars when you buy them, or do you just use the regular ones that come with it? Because you got to find balance. You got quite a selection of slot car events, and the slot car events come with different rules. Different rules being tyres, motors, body modifications such as lightweight chassis, different guides, suspension, and things. So, just the most basic thing that you can ever do to improve your driving experience on the track is changing the tyres. Literally changing the tyres. Not even gluing them, not even truing them, just literally putting a decent set of tyres other than the ones that come with it. Unless you're getting a Thunder slot or an NSR or something like that, because they actually genuinely do come with good tyres. But if you're getting a Scalextric, an Avant slot, a whatever it might be, do you change them or do you just roll with them as they are? I'm just interested because a lot of people do and a lot of people don't. I just wanted to see where we're up to with it. So I'll let that question populate for a few moments while I run through the next slide, and then I'll come back to it and we can answer. We can see where some of the answers are going and get a little bit of market research, a little bit of insight on for some of the newer track fans that are finding a hobby, coming into these chat community circles. Welcome, everyone. You are all welcome. Right then, so while you're answering the question, do you change the tyres on your slot cars when you buy them, or just use the regular ones that come with it. I don't know. You tell me in the chat, or tell me in the comments if you're watching this back. It shouldn't just be a question for an on the moment. It should be a question that's long lasting. So we've got a few dates coming back up. Dates to put in your diary coming up. A little bit stretched across the year. I might do this, just pull out 3 that are in the future. So if you've got an event coming up, if you want to see, if you want me to promote your event, or if you've got a race, or if you've got a swap meet, or if you've got something happening, a charity gig, do let me know and I'll give it some airtime so that we can get a few more people, bums on seats, into your event. So here's the 3 that I've pulled out for this week. We've got obviously the big hitter coming up on May the 10th and the 11th. So that is by Sync Watches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks to go. We are less than 2 months, people, for the big one, the UK Slot Car Festival. We've already got lots of people sticking in the I'm going, which is good. Now, here, just going to start noting this. We're going to do a restaurant takedown after the event on Saturday night. We are going to take down a restaurant. We're going to book it up. So I'm going to start to the couple of weeks before, taking a list of names who want to join us at the restaurant after the UK Slot Car Festival on the Saturday. Last year, without saying anything, we had 20 people there. So this year, a lot of people got upset that we didn't. Well, we would have invited them if we thought about it, but we just it was, where you going after for dinner? Oh, ZZ's Warwick. So, and then everyone piled on. So this year we said that was really good. That was proper social. Let's invite the wider circle. So we're gonna do a mass dinner at, well, it might not be ZZ's. I'm thinking ZZ's because it's got everything: pizza, pasta, meat, so, and vegetarian options and vegan options, Paul, as you know. So that'll be a good one. So that's the UK Slot Car Festival, the UK Slot Car Festival after party, and then the UK Slot Car Festival on the Sunday hangover. We've also got Oaklands Park Model Slot Car Club coming in hot on June the 14th, which will be about a month after the slot festival. So that's going to be good. That's a slot car club opening their doors and inviting everyone in to have a look at how they race, what they do, check the track, see how it all goes together. So if you're watching this and you've never been to a slot car club before, people, then that would be an amazing experience just to see how it works. I do know that Rockingham Slot Car Club are also hosting an open day on April the 26th. So it's an open track, practice and tune. Go down there, take whatever car you want, whatever brand you want, racing it on the track. You got the loud bloke Dave Farrow. He'll be there helping everyone do what they need to do to get a good experience on the day. That's the 26th of April at Rockingham, the 11th, 10th and 11th of May at Gaydon for the UK Slot Car Festival. Up in Birmingham for Oaklands Slot Car Club, Oaklands Park, beg your pardon, and on the June the 14th. And then a bit further, after the summer holidays have finished and we're all clinically depressed, or fist pumping because the traffic, well, we're clinically depressed because the traffic jams start again with the school runs. But we're absolutely loving the fact the kids have gone back to school and we can get some normality back in our lives and some kind of structure going on. So we got in September the Havant Scalextric 2025 Fair and Fun Day coming in 21st of September in Havant. That is somewhere down south somewhere. So have a look at that as well. Like I said, if you need, or if you would like me to promote your event, then I'm doing it. I'm doing 3 a week. Obviously, some will overlap as we get closer to their events, and that is good. Now, I did see a comment just before I go through and answer some of the questions and see what you guys did for the tyre question. Here, this one. Now, Harry, brilliant. You are bringing it in. Obviously, for those who don't know Harry, Scale Slot Cars, he's the biggest slot car channel in the Balkans. definitely one to watch, one to know. Now, he is said that they don't do chocolate eggs in Latvia, and what they do is they celebrate New Year's Eve with painted boiled eggs. Um, yes, that's right. That's what you actually do. And I'd be interested to find out if your New Year's Eve actually runs a week behind the regular New Year's Eve, because that's what happens in Serbia. It's not on New Year's Eve, it's a week later. It's weird. But they do this. They dye their eggs as well and make the eggs really colourful, and then you all get excited about eating a boiled egg, and about 2 hours later you know about it. The good news comes in. That is right. So Harry, you are not alone, my man. Okay then. So the question on the board at the moment is: do you change the tires on your slot cars when you buy them, or just use the standard ones? Okay, let's see what everyone's popping in the chat then. Right, we've got a straight out of the blocks from Fox and Walls. Great session. So unless they're molten or rock hard, drive as is. Okay, yeah, I'm with it. And Daz says just use the standard tires that come with the cars, as they only run on my home track. That's okay. Might send you a set of tires actually, Daz. I want to see you experiment and see if you can get a good second off those lap times. So, Daz, I've got a spare set or two here. Different, and I'd love an honest opinion, Daz. If you fancy running those as an experiment, I've got to do some posting out anyway. I've got to send something out. Someone. What was I sending out? Ah, so many things to post. I said I'd post something to someone. I've forgotten what it is already. So if you're watching this back and and you're seeing this now, I might have forgotten what I've got to send to someone. Damn it. Oh. And people wonder why I keep a memo pad in my phone. All right, so Slotar, Carrera gets changed. Scaly mostly gets changed. Everything else comes with okay tires. Yes, that's right, because you are revoslot.com, and Revo slots, believe it or not, they come with good tires. They want to for that money. Regular ones for Keith. You do not want them eggs. They will stink to high heavens when they turn up. So Harry never changes his tyres. Only one set of Paul Gage tyres. Only race against himself, and he is the champion of the Balkans. But that's generally you're sitting pretty, being the largest slot car channel in the Balkans. It's a tough race to beat. Depends if you can treat the tyres and true them. Now that is a great, great point, my friend. So technically, if you get a car and it comes with standard tyres like Scalextric or Carrera or whoever, you should really be able to treat and modify those tyres and make them a bit better as is. So that is a good point. You don't necessarily have to change the tyres to get them to a race spec. You can actually enhance your own tyres. Maybe there's a video in that somewhere, like doing a treatment process on an existing set of tyres and then buying a separate set of tyres and running them as is. So you do a lot of work on a standard set of tyres, then buy I don't know, a different set of tyres for it, let's say. Because, you know, Paul has said here, in particular in this comment, that he uses PCS rubber as his go-to for a buy-in tire. PCS, for those who don't know, is the in-house brand for pendleslotracing.co.uk. So Sean and Nick up there have got little bits and bobs, as you know. They do their own brand on kits. So this is their kit brand, white kit building brand. So as you can see, I'm building a nice vintage 4.5 litre Bentley Birkin. So good. So good. I need to get onto that. That's for Wired on Wednesdays, but we got projects coming out of our ears at the moment. Yes. Let me just make a note to order the decals, guys. Order decals. I'll check the comments on the members post. I do put out a post or two here and there for the members. I asked them if they had any preference to the decals and then sent them a link, direct link introducing them to the decal supplier that I use so that they can see all of the wonderful GT40 decals available. So I'm going to go ahead and just check those comments. If there isn't any comments about what you prefer, I'll just go ahead and buy the ones I think look good. You haven't seen a chocolate egg in 9 years. Wow. Well, I don't know. I don't know by looking at you, Harry. Yes, Roger. Good morning. So lovely to see you, mate. I hope you're keeping well and sorting things out. Mad Dad leaves the originals on. He doesn't really need to change them for his home track. Well, we've seen you driving, Roger, and quite frankly, your driving trues in tires in a millisecond. No, I'm joking. It's good fun. I miss your lives. It'd be nice to see you back. Comment here about restaurants. So oh mate, you would you would love that Easter egg that I got from my mum the other weekend. If it wasn't a waste of something I've got in mind, I'd send it down to you. Zzz's would have been good. It will be good. What are you talking about? We're going into future tense now. And I've lost myself in the chat now. Okay, right, let's go down. Hello, sorry, I've just got to certain comments and I've just seen a spanner straight in there with the adjustable. Listen to the Dark Lord, or you will be punished, Tara and Paul. Oh, I love it. Oh, and now we're getting banter as well. Bridgerton, I might go to Rogers straight after work on the Saturday. Yeah. Oh, there is a God. Right. Yes, I'm getting a car in a week and a half's time. I'm getting a car, everyone. I'm going to the extravaganza. And since my boss is going to go as well, I'm going to be able to swing that through the mileage claim. Sign that off, Keith. Do the right thing. Tell me, I'm telling the company I was going to Nando's in Newark. It's conveniently there's a black kitchen, sorry, a dark kitchen in the warehouse complex right next to where Rogers is. So I might have to. Yeah, I will have the car. Whoa, I got panicky by then. So I thought, hang on, I start the company on the 3rd of April. So that's good. Yeah. So I'll be visit Keith. Do you want to come on a site visit to the Dark Kitchen, which is weirdly they called it A1 for some reason, but who's us to question the Dark Kitchen's name? There you go. Right, little punt for Roger. Extravaganza, everyone. I'm going to leave this on the screen for a little while. Roger Barker, you saw him. You saw his. You saw us having a chat at the Milton Keynes swap meet. I think it was the last actual video I did. Check back the video section if you didn't see it. It was great. I'm not saying anything, you know. No, nothing at all. Met. Yeah. Well, so Harry, you can be what you want, mate. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I've always said it. And you're likely to survive longer than me in a freeze. Yes, there you go, Harry. Yes, you confirmed it. Yes, exactly the same as Serbia. Yeah. Hey, Slot Car Dojo, he jumped on real quick. Quick, don't jump off. This train is moving. And Oida Boy has turned up as well. Where is he? There he is. Quick in and out. Don't you start Paul and Tara off for Christ's sakes. He's laughing at the visit. Keith's laughing at the site visit to the dark kitchen called A1 in Newark. I'm not actually going to do that because I've got a feeling that some of the management next to you, Keith, might actually probably check out the A1 Dark Kitchen because they'll have never heard it. And then what will pop up is Roger Barker's face and me stood next to him with a microphone. That's going to go down like a lead balloon, innit? In the first, not even a week I'll have been there because I join a week on Thursday, which is the 3rd of April. And then the 5th of April, I'm abusing the company mileage already by going up to Newark. Well, I'm not. I'm actually going up to Stilton and then jumping into Keith's car so that he can take flack for the rest of the mileage. See, it's all coming together. Excuse me. Hang on. Real. Okay, so we've done that one. Right. So if you're chilling out today, and if you're at a loose end, I tell you, it's been mini madness this weekend. I tell you, what is going on? Is there something in the water or something that everyone felt the urge to make mini videos? I mean, I would have a little mini campaign and promote it a little bit. You know, got to have the minis. So I know this is going to sound a bit jumping on the bandwagon, but I actually was Road Tramp Stew. He kindly sent me a mini. This one, to be precise. And believe it or not, I actually drove this in the week, something I was doing. So the fact that, like, all of a sudden there's 2 mini videos coming out, sick. Absolutely love that. It is on the A1 mark, the A1 Dark Kitchen, as we're now calling it, is no, I'm only joking. A1 slots, everyone. A1 slots, Roger Barker slots, 2 of the same thing ish. It's not before you hang me. It's not. But yeah, if you are at a loose end for content this weekend and you are relatively new and finding your feet and stuff around these parts, then I definitely would have a look at these 2 videos. I've not watched either of them yet. You know, full disclaimer. Sunday is my day of watching and recording and faffing around. No, my new car is definitely not a mini, although it wouldn't really bother me if it was a mini or not, Paul, because a lot of I'd say maybe 70% of my time is usually using a train because I cover London. I cover London as an area, and well, whilst I can drive in London, it's a bit like It's a bit like a scene off of one of Harry's crash test dummy videos, where he's like, the catch fence gets a muller in. Driving in London is generally futile. Firstly, you've got half the United Nations there who downloaded their driving licenses off the back of a cereal packet and aren't insured and have no idea about driving or any way that the UK road system works. That's your first hazard. Your second hazard is kamikaze cyclists. Now, I do like to cycle, not professionally, but just kick around. But these guys are anarchists. They'll come down and take your rear view mirror off and then try and sue you for it. And then the third thing is parking. If you can actually find some parking nowadays, because that idiot of a mayor, you have to literally sell a rib to pay for it. And woe betide you're 30 seconds late getting back to it. There's a £200 love letter to you. So driving in London is not good for anyone. So I always go on the train. So yeah, if you're a loose end, do check out these videos. There's some good content coming out. I've been a bit slack on content lately in the last few weeks. I think, yeah, I don't want to regurgitate it because it's sensitive, but the passing a pat just, I just kind of thought, it's just like, anyway, I'm getting over it. So we're getting there. One thing to do though, if you are a little bit active and you do want to shake a leg and see what's happening out there, there is a slot rally GB happening today, I believe, in Oxford. So a few people are going over to that. I don't know if you've entered. If you want to enter, quickly whip over to Slot Forum, send them a message, or go over to get in touch with them. Slot Rally GB in Oxford. John Underwood is your man, or Jonathan are your men. and they would love to see you. They've got space, always got space for a good racer. And I went to this last year. I thought it was in October, August, or maybe no, it's the Wales and West that was in August. So slot rally. Yeah, I did the slot rally last year in and I recorded it. Remember, it was good. That was good fun. So I bring that to your attention. Okay, and then something that it didn't happen the last time. Oh God, sorry, I'm having a struggle now. Have you ever? Right, I'm just trying to get my ducks in a row behind the scenes as I'm loading up the next slide, etc. Have you ever tried to type on a keyboard when you're sitting slightly off and everything you do is just the wrong letters and you have to just move yourself and then it all feels normal again? I'm having one of those moments behind the scenes here. Right, there you go. So we didn't do it a fortnight ago because it was a little bit sensitive on the time, on the time that we were going to roll the broadcast. It was actually just mere couple of hours before Pat's funeral. So we decided to can it out of respect so that we weren't literally doing a show moments before putting off, for the funeral. So we decided to not do it at the time and revert back in a couple of weeks from then. So we're actually, morning, Tony. Tony's just snuck in the door. Got a feeling we might see Tony again a little bit later. Say no more. You got a folding bike, game changer. Get out. Someone show Paul the door. Sell it and buy slot cars. You have a folding bike. You're getting no sympathy in this room for that. So yeah, come and join us on Thursday. Rahul and I will be back on the Thursday night attack with slot car shenanigans. Going to put together a bit of a show. Don't know what we got going on this week. Usual segments though will happen. Maybe some traffic lights, maybe some new cars, maybe some stuff. So yeah, tune in. It's good fun. It's a little bit more tongue in cheek, a little bit more ad lib and adult than this show, if you like. The language is a bit looser and the banter is a little bit more to the bone. But that's what the point of the shenanigans is. It's not a turn up and be nice and sweet. It's a turn up and say exactly, on the most part, what we think rather than what we think we should say through not being cancelled. And yes, we do get ourselves in a world of trouble often on that show. But hey, that's what it's about. We can't have a clean living in hobby without a little bit of yin and yang. Everyone does a yin. Someone's got to do a bit of yang. Someone's going to correct me now and say that yang is the light and yin is the dark, but who knows? I think it's high time we got into track focus, everyone. But before we do, I think it's only fair we hear from our great friend Tara. I mean, it's only time for one thing, everyone. Track focus. Yes, the title. I know a lot of you love this part of the show. So we've got some epic shots to get started with. Epic shots, 70s movie music. That is right. Oh, here. Tell you what, I didn't realize. I don't know who told me about this, and I'm happy to find the link. But did you know, talking about 70s music, do you remember Boogie Nights? Not Boogie Nights. Ah, what was Saturday Night Fever? That was it. Saturday Night Fever. That was the name of that film. Did you know that Rocky made a cameo appearance in that? John Travolta was walking up the street with his swag because he's a jive guy. He's walking up the street and Rocky's walking that way. Rocky turns around and then they look at each other and then they carry on. Who knew? Who knew that Rocky was in Staying Alive Saturday Night Fever? Brilliant. Anyway, back to track focus. I digress into a little bit of a cameo by Rocky. Yeah, Adrian! Now everyone around the world is going, Adrian! Hey, Rocky! That's in your head now all day. Hey, Rocco! Rocky! Right then, we ready for shot one? Yeah, Daz, I know you absolutely live for this part of the show. So, right, anyway, first show, we got three, not one, not two, but three shots of the week this week. Shot one from our man in the chat called Tony Tibbs. Let me really minimize my face for this so that you get maximum shot of the weeks. So this is special, not only because the scenery is literally banging, utterly banging. Well done, Tony. Look at him. He's got little bits of wire holding in each of those little fence posts. This must have took like about 4 weeks to build. Sandbags in the distance, real foliage and static laid grass. Brilliant. But look at the car. Focus on the car, everyone. That car is scratch built. He's built that literally himself from nothing. It's got a magnetic clicking doors and boots. I would love to do a feature on it, but I haven't chatted to Tony about it to see if it's okay. So I'll drop him a note. We chat by WhatsApp and put the world to rights sometimes in the week. We think very similar. So yes, I might do that. See if I can bring you a couple of walk around shots of this car because it is absolutely immense. Really, really good. Yeah, totally. Harry's enjoying the picture as well. Thanks, Harry. I set up and ran. Set up. I ran up a set of steps and did an Adrienne, and Abby didn't know the reference. Oh my god. Well, two talking points there. Firstly, I had no idea you had it in you to actually be able to run up a set of steps, Dave. And secondly, how can Abby not know the reference? Adrian at the top of the Philadelphia steps. Brilliant. And oh, hello, Andy's here. I knew he would step up on the scratch build. Oh, check it. Look at those. Look at those, says Fox and Walls. Look at that. And Tara says that is brilliant. Nice setup from Atlanta, from Jamal, sorry. And Hub, good morning, Hub, is here. Very nice. If you didn't see any of that Aussie Slot Car show last week on Thursday, be precise, brilliant. I'm halfway through it. I had a pesky meeting got in the way I had to run for. Unbelievable. So I've got to finish that. I'll stick that on the list later. I'll make a little playlist for later of all the things I've got to watch. So as I'm doing my business and my bits and bobs, it can just play through the next thing and I'm on it. I'm all over the brief like a rash. Talking about all over the brief, brilliant contribution. Thanks, Tony. Check out Jamal. Now, look, I know I show a bit of this guy's stuff, but hey, seriously, like, firstly, the entrance to the tunnel is brilliant. He's got brickwork on there. He's got water damage down to the right hand side of it, like he's got water. If you've looked at a rock for a long time, where the water comes down, it actually polishes the rock and cleans it, and you get these kind of really kind of strange and random kind of watering marks. Brilliant. And you've got that all over and then you've got the wall, the cliff face. Do you know how much pink foam or foam has been used to create that? Have you seen how much? I mean, I'm going into nerdy scenery detailing nerdy Pete now, but look at the amount of texture, color, variance, relief, shading. Just, I'm getting my rocks off on a slot car wall. What have I become? Seriously, someone get some. Well, I've got to watch out for a knock on the door later. The guys in the white jackets are coming for me. I've lost it, everyone. I've gone insane over this bit of scenery. Come on, out of 10 in the chat. Out of 10 in the chat. Jamal, 1 out of 10. Hit me up. I'm going for 11. But then I said that already this week. 11 out of 10. I'm starting to repeat myself. I'm boring. Okay, I'm thinking this is just a stunning bit of wall. If you've ever tried to do a scenery or a bit of scenery or work with foam or form, or what do they call it? They call it not cutting, not slashing or cutting, carving. That's it. Carving the rocks. Then you know how much time, a steady hand. It's just a great bit of wall. Well done, Jamal. So yeah, smoking hot. So comments coming in on this. Thanks from Tony, everyone. You are joking. I did not know. Hang on, just a little bit of Rocky trivia here. Sylvester Stallone directed Staying Alive, the sequel to Saturday Night Fever. I did not know that. Great bit of movie trivia. Should we see the third shot of the week, everyone? Gaboosh. It's from, we haven't had him on the show for a while, but he had appeared on the show before, Gary Morey. Know that Tara knows him quite well, and Rob Sale, everyone, has just fallen off his chair because there's a GT40 on the screen. And if I've got that wrong, let me know. Yeah, sorry, I'm just admiring the scenery. I like it because it's got depth. You know what? I'm big on my foreground, middle ground, and far ground shots. So you've got like different scenery and depths and everything. Just Gaz, you've done a great job again. Look, right down to little detailing, like the traffic cone at the bottom of the screen next to his name. He's got those little bit of bushes coming, the undergrowth, as you call it, coming out from under the barriers, and he's got a little catch fence on the barriers. Different types of trees. I think trees are the key. I think trees are definitely the key to good scenery. Because if we go back and just check out Jamal's got a lot of bush foliage on his, but if you see some of his more overview shots, then he's got a lot of variants on trees, and he built them all himself. He did a live stream, Slot Cars of Atlanta, a few weeks ago, live streaming making trees. Hot content that was. Absolutely smoking hot, because you've learned something that you can apply yourself on your own track. Absolutely fantastic. But talking about tracks, I want to reassure you guys. Now, I've got this track here. You might not think it's anything special to look at, but that's the point. What I wanted to draw your attention to is a lot of people come into the hobby and they find that they're in a hurry. They're in a hurry to get this and get that, and I need that, and I want that, and I have to have this, and I've got to buy this and this and this and this, and it can be overwhelming. It can be like, oh man, I got to get all this stuff, and I have no money. How am I going to do it? Well, you start somewhere and you build up a bit by bit, month on month or whatever, and you gradually, in a couple of years, it's no hurry, you got yourself a nice track and scenery and everything. The point is that this hobby has been around forever. So this track, I think, was 90. It was from the 60s. This track is from the 60s. Now, my point being is that you can get a new track in the 60s, or you can get a new track in the 80s, or you can get a new track in what we're now, the 2020s. And this is how it starts. Get it out of the box. You might have a bridge and you might have some barriers. Okay, it's a modern way, but everyone has a version of a track. This is a little HO sort of AFX style track. Other brands available. you start somewhere, everyone. So you get a track like this, you set it up, and then you think, oh, right, I might get a couple of new cars or I might get a bit of scenery. But my reassurance to everyone who watches Track Focus and sees some of the mega tracks that we show on there from people like Think Scalextric, Magnetic Racing. You've got Dave Slotar here doing some mega scenery builds. You've got Boone Slot Car Garage. You've got Jamal at Slot Car Atlanta. You've got all these people doing wonderfully, big sort of eye catching scenery, and it's like, wow, I need to do that, but how can I do that? It's so far away. Don't panic. We all start here, and then we buy. If you're absolutely turd, rubbish, shocking at building buildings, well, don't despair because Magnetic Racing offer a building painting service, as does 1 in 32 scale Strictly Figures. Talk to her. As does Ron Trackside. They all offer a building painting service if you're not gifted. So you can do that. I just wanted to put this track in there just to bring everyone back down to earth from these mega tracks that we see week on week and just let everyone know that we're all there at some point. I mean, look at my track. My track is literally like it's in a holding pattern at the moment because I want to move home. So I don't want to really get in depth with the track and then have to turf it up because I haven't the money to do it. So yeah, so I reckon don't despair, especially young track fans out there. Young track fans, you and I are in the same boat. We're ideas rich, cash poor. So just a little reassurance from me to you guys, because when you see this is where we start, this is where you end up. So this is a track. It's a double side. So one image takes a picture of the track from one end, and then the other image is a picture of the track from the other end, if that makes sense. So you can kind of grab it. It's going to look better on a bigger screen. So if you've got the ability to get a TV monitor or tablet, have a look at this. You'll start to see the detail in it. It's so vast and so big. I couldn't really get into it without making 4, 5, 6 slides on it. But it gives you an idea. He's got a lovely little flyover right in the middle of it as well. That was quite sweet because it's not very big and it's not very long. It's just the right size of a flyover to not be problematic with flying cars over there and getting a height difference. So if anyone has actually seen a race or raced with the new Scalextric Formula One cars, have I got one that I can show you for an example? No, I don't. Oh yeah. Oh, interesting. No, I don't because I don't really collect F1 cars, so I sent them out. Um, yeah, like David Slotar says here, oh, to have that amount of space. Exactly. And Jamal's coming in, says it's a nice track as well. Jamal, you should be driving. Focus on the road. Ha ha. Right. Cool. So nice track. I like that. AstroTurf as the grass as well. So if you're not familiar with using AstroTurf for your tracks, that's pretty good. All right. Next track is by a guy called Bernard Allen. So this is one to watch. I like this track because it's really at its early stages of development. Now, he did say he did say that it's been a work in progress. I like the fact if you spot at the top of the picture, you've got those blue bits of tape on the wall. with the clear wrapping, the cellophane, the see-through plastic. That's the word I'm looking for, plastic. That means in my head that he's going to create a rock face that is going to go up the wall, because there would be no other reason to stick that much plastic up the wall unless you're going to build a mountain on the wall. And as you can see, all of the white stuff in and around the tracks there, Albert, that is memory foam that is going to be built up to create scenery and ambience in and around the track. Really nice bit of track as well. So well done on that, Bernard. What do you think, guys, in the comments? I like the fact that he's got some red pieces of track going on as well. That there is a... I'm going to go with Scalextric track. Yep, not snow cribbit. That is memory foam. That is ready to be carved and decored. That is it. Waiting. Bib your horn. Tell him to hurry up. So nice. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'm going to keep an eye on where this track goes. It's Carrera Go. Carrera Go. And the red stuff is very rare, apparently. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that clarity. Well done. Right then. Okay, so right, onwards and upwards for the next slide. Ah, yes. So we've had this contributor on recently, actually, before, and a very big supporter of Jamal is Bobby LeBlanc Sr. Now, the reason I'm showing you this track again is not, well, firstly, it's an epic track. Secondly, the lighting. What I wanted to show you was what a difference some different lighting makes. So you see here in my studio, you can see up the top here, I've got blue light. What's the difference when I turn it off? What a difference a light makes to an ambience. See? Small differences make huge impact. It just adds a little bit of depth. There you go, see? Should be a little bit more blue than that, but we won't dwell on it. That's for me. So just the slightest bit of angled light, whether it's LED, whether it's a different color light bulb in a lamp, can create a really wacky kind of effect. So if you was thinking of doing like a Gotham City or a Halloween style kind of effect, or something like Shane Hughes, Hughes Garage SCA does, where you're trying to create something a little bit moody, a little bit sinister, this is a great way of doing it. I just really dig the purple. I like purple as a color anyway, but I just really liked what happened when you flick that switch on the light, how it brings an otherwise grey and dull track into a bit of life. Very nice. And again, I cannot get enough of this guy's banked corners. Wow. Proper corners. Look at them. Like, turbo into them. Thank you, Daz. That's very kind. If you are enjoying what you've seen so far, on a little bit of the tracker focus and hanging out with everyone in the chat, which is my favourite part of the show, obviously. I just put together some slides just so if anyone walks in and oversees what we're watching, it actually looks like it's something structured on the telly and we're not just hanging out with our mates trying to get out a dog walking, washing up and doing whatever else, going to the laundry, going to get the drying in from the drying machine. Yeah, do please. It helps the channel if you hit a subscribe, if you hit the like, and wow, if you want to do something sharing on steroids, share the video. Wow. Or watch some other videos after this, go and check out some of mine and hit it up on some of the guys in the chat here run really good YouTube channels too. So definitely check them out. You got Scale Slot Cars, you've got Slot Cars of Atlanta, you've got Slot R, you've got, I haven't seen Rob Sale this morning. Did we have an update? Is Rob okay, everyone? Yeah, we haven't seen him. He normally puts something in if he's going to be. He must be ill. He must be ill. All right, let's have an update from the sale. And then what we'll do. Whoa. Hello. What does this mean? Paul, what does that mean, man? Slot R gets 88 subs from opening a box. I love it. Okay, right. So we were just chatting about Bobby LeBlanc Senior's track. Really nice track indeed. Let me have a quick appreciation on what we're doing. Yes, good. Right. Okay. Next track, everyone. Okay, so something's happening here with grab a membership. I don't know I don't know what you've done there, Paul. Whether you joined or highlighted that you're a member. Oh yeah, everyone's at it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like it. All right, if you remember, do what they're doing. That looks pretty cool. Next track, please. Now, you've got to read this guy's name slowly, okay? Or you're going to get it wrong. And I'm not going to be responsible for you mispronouncing or understanding this person's name. Okay? I'm just putting it out there. Robert's Ring Race. He has got a mega track. So I believe it is I think it's a Scalextric track. And I'm just going on that hypothesis because of the style of the lane changer piece. It looks like a Scalextric, but I couldn't tell you. It also looks like they've copper taped up the track in itself. And I wanted to just show you this angle of the track. So you get an overview on the picture on the right hand side. That's cool. Look at the depth, the height, the scenery. It's got sort of wasteland into cliffs. But look at the detail on the rock carving and the wall on the left hand picture. Stunning. Stunning. He's got mega rocks. He's got his rocks off doing that one. And the brickwork is mega, and the detailing on the weeds, mega. So that was one. And then I've got another picture as an overview of his track. Sorry, it's a bit blurry. I just did the best I could trying to get it into some kind of easy to read thing. There you go. So we'll have a quick look at the previous view as well. He's got the camper van there. He's got a pit lane. I just really liked the subtlety, but the depth of detail. The depth of detail in his scenery is incredible. As Tony picked up on, lovely scenery. Paul Slot Car 2021, painted in copper tape. Man, that rock cliff was awesome. And when Jamal says something on your scenery is awesome, pay attention. It is awesome. That will take him years, says Cribbit. Yes, it did. I reckon it did. Rob's okay. Sound good. We've had a Rob update. Cheers, Mark. Thank you. I noticed, this is the thing, right? This is the problem. Well, no, it's not a problem. It's actually to be celebrated. Boise's took a break, but bargain, Boise's car basement showroom, whatever. Hang on. Boise's bargain buys. That's right. No worries. He is he is back in the game, everyone. So there you go. That's where Rob has gone absent because Boise's opened again. So that is the scenery on the track. So some nice tracks there to have a little divulgence into. As we move away from track focus, we're heading into any news. I've got a couple of things to share with you as well. Okay, that's interesting, John D. John D says there's quite a few painted Scalextric tracks around for better tyre grip. Interesting. And is that an old school Fiat 500 right there? No, that's a Citroen. Unless you're talking about what car was on the track. Boise taking a break has saved Daz's wallets. Yes, Crivet. Think so, Crivet. Right, that's answering the question on the previous slide. Which might have been this one. However, so let's get on with it. Let's start with something that I picked up on social mediaing the other day, and that is that by long-awaited anticipation, the MR slot car Corvette C1 is nearly ready. I hear by looking at Pendle Slot Racing's post that by the end of April, this car is going to become a reality. So if you want to see a little bit more in detail what this car looks like, then I did a video on it, which you can go back and look at, where I compare the Corvette C1 from MR Slot Car to the Corvette C1 of Ninko, which is quite an old and dated car now, but still good nevertheless. And if you want to see, what was that Ninko Corvette C1? Do you remember the sound on that puppy? Man alive. If you want to hear how loud that was, go and watch that video. It was excellent. Yeah, I'd say just in time for the slot festival, Andy. Brilliant. It's beginning of April, and John D, preferred slot car supplier, Melbourne, would love Fiat 500 slot car, preferably the one in 24th. Who's your preferred slot car supplier, John D? Let us know. Obviously, you've got Bonza Slot that are doing some slot car over there. They're a key dealer in Australia. I believe you've got Show Us Your Slots. And there was another one that Fox and Walls told me about that I'm so sorry to that third person, but your name evades me. So if you're into this kind of car, if this is your bag, floats your boat, then stand by, because it's coming in hot in April here in the UK. Next. Okay, so next one is the Hyper Wheels are now readily available from your local Staff's dealer, be it Pendle Slots, be it Electric Dreams over in America, or be it Slot Car Union. I think they do your wheels. How good are the Hyper Wheels? The Hyper Wheels are new for this year, along with the I can't think of the name of them now, but they're sunk in rims. They are awesome. Slot car shop, yes. The third slot car shop in Australia, I couldn't remember, was Slot Car Shop. Thanks, Fox and Walls. Appreciated. Okay, we've got this view to have a look at of the Staff slot wheels. And look at that. You want a close up? Check out them Hyper Wheels. The Hyper Wheels are hyper, mega, and awesome, everyone. I've got a set coming in hot at the Gaydon Slot Festival. I like it. It's like going to the sweet shop because all different colours and different styles, and I just get so excited. And talking about slot car wheels, I'm sure that you might have a different kind of car that would suit a different type of wheels. If you were ever wondering what type of wheels that Staffs do, check this out, because this shows you a wide selection. There you go. Bit of drum and bass with Staff Slots because he's like that. He's an old school junglist. So hyper wheels in the place. If you want some hyper wheels, they are looking good. Available in multiple colours as well to suit whatever car you're working on. And no, I don't get paid for promoting this. Steve, who owns Staff Slot Cars, is a good friend, and it's an absolute pleasure to help bring some eyes onto the brand. Um, Good news about me getting a new job. Bad news for Scalextric is the Wonderworks is bang on my new territory as an area. So I've got Kent and Essex. So this this might happen again. So stand by, Scalextric, because I have a reason to be in Kent. And there you go. So we're going to be popping in a little bit and seeing what you guys are up to and working with you on various bits of venture. You know how it rolls. So here we go. Right. This is, we're not finishing just yet, but normally when we see the slotcarmagazine.co.uk popping up on the screen, we are towards the end of the show. And I'm really pleased because I'm actually getting better at streamlining this show to between an hour to two. About an hour and a half, I want to be the sweet spot. Whereas we get some good information, we have a hangout, and we get on with our days, and it kind of works, I think. So this is fantastic because I tell you what, right? If you want to get lucky, you can buy this magazine for less than a fiver. It will be I think it's a fiver in print, less than a fiver out of print. So I thought I had a copy of it then. And you can win yourself a Toyota LMP. Looks great. That does looks great, and you can win it just by buying a magazine and entering the competition. Absolutely awesome from the guys Rick and Mark at slotcarmagazine.co.uk. If you're abroad, yeah, I like it. I like it. Got it yet to start mine. Um, but start it I will. Alrighty, there we go. Yes, deep dish rims. They're the other ones that were launched that I like. Okay. Oh, what? Some of us go back to sleep. Chris Patskolski. Sorry. I cannot believe you've messed up your circadian rhythm by waking up for a slot car show and then going back to bed. You are a genius. Genius, Chris. God bless you, mate. So then, what are we up to today? What is on everyone's agenda, slot car wise, please? Just before we get some lewd comments in the chat, I personally have got. I had a great time on Friday evening. Friday evening, I did a little bit of um, media tower building. Media tower is what we're building on Wide on Wednesday's member stream at the moment. Fantastic. Unlike another project we've been doing, I've been doing it on the show, but doing it in the background and then catching people up on the show. So we get it's quite a big build actually. So that's been going on. But what I did do was I got Smart Race. I got my tablet, got a tablet working now, got Smart Race set up on it, got that set up to Scalextric Arc Pro, got a ghost car running round. Then I set up a race to have a race with the ghost car. I was racing, doing laps, logging the laps. Ghost car was going round. I'm changing lanes, racing the ghost car, trying to snock it out of the track and all that banter. How good is it? If you've not got Smart Race for Scalextric, game changer. Absolute game changer. It's just made it so easy. My next mission is getting the right cable to loop the tablet into the TV or the monitor. I bought one, but it doesn't work. Now I've seen some settings that when you plug it in and you plug it in the telly, or it, you know, where you can drop down in an Android phone, you've got the list when you plug in your cable. It says charge only, transfer phone, photos or media, um, and then there is one that says MIDI. And I'm guessing that if I get a cable that's compatible, that MIDI option will be visible and I can press the MIDI and then that will do the relay. So I am literally a couple of cable orders away from getting it up and running. And that is feels like it's taken years to get to this stage where I can have the lap counting on the big screen there and not have to squint at whatever device I'm like looking at. I'm so excited. I cannot believe you. Oh no, yeah, dribble that out. Fox and Walls, absolutely dribble that out. So um it depends on how long you want your videos to be. Okay. So that would be the tip that I would give you is it depends on how long you want a video to be. So, and you'll go through stages through like your as time goes on making content of what you think in a given time is appropriate. So some days you might do like, and he'll be fine with me saying this because it's an overly known YouTube strategy with Slot R. He will release 4 or 5 videos on one build of, let's say, that corner set of scenery, because if he did the whole thing in one video, and the other guy won't mind me saying this, it would be like an original Boone video. Remember Boone's videos from back in the day? They were like 4 hours long because he'd literally show you from start to finish how the whole thing works. Aid Slot Car Shed, another one that's really good for showing you live time how long something takes. But we live in a streamlined environment nowadays, and your sweet spot for videos are 8 minutes, 12 minutes, and 1 hour. 8 minutes, 12 minutes, 30 minutes, and an hour. They're your 4 sort of pointers. And the reason that they're sweet spots for videos is not because of the timing, it's because of how the advertising on YouTube works. You can tend to drop in enough adverts without it being invasive to the viewer in those time brackets. So to answer your question, Fox and Walls, if you were to make a series of 12-minute videos, they will serve you really well later on in life when you monetize your content. If you want to do what I've done on occasion is make a half an hour or an hour long videos. They're really good, but what you'll find is that your retention will drop down towards the end because people will start to go, okay, I've seen that swash, seen that B-roll of cars, I've seen that there, I'll just skip this interview. And then so you can make a walk around, talk around video, which you did really well. You can make a standalone video based on the interviews you had at the place. You could then make a standalone video on a treasure hunt. I want to find I don't know, a Thunderslot Lola T70. So you could do like quite a quick 8-minute video of the go and finding, rummaging around different stands, looking for the treasure. So there's lots of different ways you can present it. So it'll be up to you. I can't wait to hear what you come up with or what you decide to do in the end. But it's a nice problem to have, is to have too much content. Never enough content, as some of us in here will say. Brilliant. So Slot Track Racer is fixing a noisy Scalextric Jaguar Mark 1. Jamal has just got his guys have just turned up. Cheers, Jamal. Appreciate it, mate. And thank you ever so much for last week as well. That was so nice of you. Thank you. Smart Race is awesome, says Keith. Yeah, Keith, what tablet do you use, please? If you say iPad, I'm just gonna defriend you. Rhino's been painting figures and tables for his KFC outlet on his track, red and white stripes before his eyes. Is that an IFC or a KFC? Oh, the Avant Slot Toyota, I think, is officially GR010. If Slot R did a scenery build in one build, it'd be 6 weeks without any content while I made it. Yes, exactly. That is exactly. And you know, a few weeks ago, Dave, when I said, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do I'm going to do the bridge and I'm going to do the media tower together, double build. That's not transpiring. So in honesty, I haven't really recorded much me doing that build of the media tower. So got to figure out how I can retro film that progress. Um, hour-long videos are best easy to find an hour over. Yeah, it's easy to find an hour over 6 hours, is Paul saying. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And sometimes, oh, no worries. You're warm welcome. Anything, any credible YouTube advice you need, definitely talk to Slot R. Or Marty. Marty's he's a good YouTuber. Very good YouTuber indeed. There's certain things that the audience like. If you change the word, if you're making content and you think, how am I going to appease an algorithm? Change the word algorithm to audience and you won't be far wrong. That's where it should be. What's my audience going to enjoy? If you make videos for an audience, or if you make videos like Dave to watch back as his older self, then you're making things to remember how to do stuff. And if you're like myself, you just make anything goes because that's what me and Albert like to tinker around with. Then it could be like a right old cabal of a station, of a channel. So there you have it. But yeah, so generally today, I think I've got to sort my ducks out on some content, some media building. I'm just going to have a selfish day today, I think. I'm going to do so. I spent yesterday with everyone doing what everyone wanted and everything else. Finally painted some doors. So I'll go around and quickly do a second coat on those. Yeah, Keith, iPad, hate you. So see, can't talk to you about your adapter. Daz has got the same. Dan has got the same. Everyone seems to have this eye in front of their padlets. Not the greatest coffee, that now. Okay. Right then, legends. I am going to wrap it up while we finish on a high. And I am generally going to wish you a very, very good day ahead. Hang on a second. Just before we go, try and stay mostly under half an hour. Yes, but you have attention span like me. This is why we get on, Dave. You have an attention span issue. That's because of how you have different challenges. Mine is I'm hyperactive idiot. I try and make things people can watch in their lunch break. That's a good strategy. Yeah, see you do that right, and I actually very similar. I try to make things that people can watch when they commute to work and home. And if you see when I release content, it's at a time when around 4 o'clock, and you know that's not what YouTube says is the time that everyone's watching content, but it's the time the young track fans finish school, and it gives them something to watch on their commute home from school. And then on other occasions, you notice I release stuff around about 5:30, 6 o'clock, because again, everyone's commuting home from work and back. And so that's very interesting that you make things with lunch break in mind, and I make things with a commute in mind. Very same thing. But that is good. New content coming from Andy and Ruben Racing. I cannot wait for that because Ruben does make a good video. Cheers, Harry. Thank you, my friend. Cheers, Paul. All the best. Nice one, Fox and Walls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to stop streaming. And that's going to leave the chat open for... No, actually, I'm just going to end the show. Right, on that note, let's finish up. I'll wish you a widge. I bid and I wish you, that's what that should have been, a great day ahead. Seriously, guys, whatever you're doing in the world today, have a good one. Enjoy the slots and keep it in the slot. Just have the best fun. If you've got family, remember to tell them you love them. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care, track! Hold on a second. Am I still live? Yeah. Track fan!